To be or not to be, that is the question. To be in the broad-based government or not, that is the question ODM is facing today. To be or not to be. To be with William Ruto or not. That is the question the Luo Nyanza leadership is facing. And just like Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, by Shakespeare, is about death and what follows after the death of a big person. In the case of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, he has returned home in Denmark after learning of the death of his father, the king. Upon arriving, he gets very disturbing news or information that one, the king, his father, was killed by his own brother, Hamlet's uncle. 2, Hamlet's uncle has married Gertrude, Hamlet's mother. Immediately after the death of his father, the mother gets married to Hamlet's mother. So Hamlet is saying, to be or not to be. Really, do you live and bear the problems of this world as they unfold? The fortunes of this world in whatever form, especially the hard ones, the tough ones, the suffering, the pain? Or do you just die to end the pain? We draw parallel with Raila's death, and please, nothing to do with his wife or something like that. In this case, we are talking about ODM. That's no sooner was it known that Raila was dead than some people quickly met to inherit ODM, the widow. Actually, it was hurriedly done, and Oburu Odinga was made acting party leader. On the face of it, nothing wrong. And even before the 7 days mourning period, of course the Luo talk of 4, the Luo Nyanza ODM leadership has met to agree with the decision of NEC that Oburu becomes party leader. Beyond that, the Luo leadership of ODM has met to endorse Oburu to be the actual party leader. Not acting, that's a word I'm looking for. To be confirmed as the party leader. If we were for a moment to ignore the fact that they are not an organ of the party, that ODM has elaborate organs, about 17 of them. Of course, the top 4 are the NEC, Central Committee, National Governance Council, and the top organ is NDC. These people meeting in Luo Nyanza, in the party colors, in the party uniform, to endorse Oburu Odinga, are a part of the people who are saying, yes, we will be. Let's stay with ODM. And let's stay with UDA. And let's stay with broad-based. And let's stay with William Ruto. To be or not to be is a question that is going to haunt ODM, and ultimately, to be or not to be will determine whether ODM continues as a political party that we know the strongest political party, the most organized political party, the party of Baba, Raila Amolo Odinga. Whether they remain true to Baba or not will be seen in the coming days. Already, the evidence before our eyes indicate that we have individuals who will go out of their way to inherit ODM, to bypass party structures, party constitution, and to ignore the party constitution. And in the process of doing that, to trample, to step down, to strangle the legacy of Raila Odinga, a man who fought so hard, a man who paid so dearly for this country, that his enduring legacy should be destroyed by those closest to him, is a testimony of human folly and human greed for power. The speed with which the faction, because ODM now is in factions, the speed with which the faction of Gladys Wango, Oburu Odinga, Pio Andai, John Badi, Junet Mohammed, and a few others, the speed with which they want to take over the party shows you they are scared of something. So they are scared of two things. One, they are scared of the reality, which is the reality. The reality is that in order to preserve ODM, in order to preserve the legacy of Baba Raila Amolo Odinga, in order to protect ODM from harm, the party has to remain national. And for the party to remain national, the people these guys want to kick out must remain in that party. Beyond that, above that, the reality is the safest pair of hands for now, in an interim basis, would have been James Orengo. That's the reality of the matter. In the long run, there are two individuals critical to the survival of the Raila legacy and the ODM. That Sifuna must take over ODM, first as a loyal supporter of Baba, as Baba's son and heir to ODM, as a person who represents the future. That Sifuna is a person squarely within the matrix of intergenerational change. That ODM must transit, ODM must allow for natural progression and natural transition. That the old must hand over power to the young. Intergenerational transfer of power. And that is what Sifuna is. The other person, this team that is hurriedly taking over ODM, the widow called ODM, to take over somebody's widow even before they are buried. Please read Prince Hamlet, Prince of Denmark. The pain of coming from overseas on learning of your father's death, only to learn and find the truth is, it is your uncle who killed your father, the king. And that your mother is already married to that uncle who killed your father, the king. That is the pain I'm talking about. That hurry represents the fear of two things. One, the reality, which I've explained. And the second one is the Luo leadership. Those in a hurry to inherit ODM, to give power unto themselves outside the ODM party constitution, are afraid of Babu Owino. So they are afraid of reality, that ODM should remain a national party, mainly in the hands of the likes of Orengo and Sifuna, in order to maintain its strength as part of our democracy and to honor Raila and his legacy. That's the reality that they are afraid of. And they are also those, because they are coming from Luo Nyanza, they are afraid of Babu Owino. Now I have bad news for them. Extremely bad news for them. And the bad news is, you cannot run away from reality. The attempts of Gladys Wanga and her team to hijack the ODM party to the exclusion of others will not work. In the unlikely event it works, they will remain with a shell of a party called ODM. The membership of ODM will go with the progressive forces, the Sifunas and the Orengos. That's the reality. The second reality, sad news for you, you may stage your inheritance, your ceremonies and everything else you want to do. But the ground is with Babu Owino. That you cannot do anything about. Leadership of the type we are talking about is not something you hurriedly arrange, take over, quick inheritance, quick marriage to the widow. No. It comes from the ground. You must resonate with the ground, with the people. The people feel Babu Owino. And the evidence abounds. So, to those out to break ODM and to prevent Babu Owino, sorry for you. You will not defeat reality. ODM will prevail. There are those who love Raila Odinga, and there are many, and they will not allow anybody to destroy Baba's legacy, Baba's party. When we think of ODM, we think of Baba. When we think of ODM, we think of democracy. There are many people, in their majority, in their millions, who will not allow a few fellows from Luo Nyanza to destroy ODM and to destroy Baba's legacy. So you will fail. You will not defeat the reality. My observation is that the people of Luo Nyanza resonate with Babu Owino. They feel him, and he feels them. They love him. And you will not sit in a boardroom to decide for the people of Luo Nyanza that so-and-so is your kingpin, or so-and-so is going to be your spokesman, or a community leader. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. A prince emerges. I very much doubt people sat down to give Kenyatta Uhuru the leadership. It is his role in the community that made him the undisputed king of the mountain. Everything was done to prevent President Ruto from becoming the king of Rift Valley, including the ugly scenes where he was even prevented from seeing Moi when people are going to see Moi. Not even talking in the funeral of Moi. But Ruto became the undisputed king, which he is today. So for those of you who think you can stop Babu, you are wasting your time. Finally, to those in a hurry to endorse William Samoei Ruto, to be or not to be, for you who believe that it is good to be with Ruto, you are right. But you are doing great disservice to President William Samoei Ruto. The hurry with which you are staging the support, managing the support, shouting and foaming at the mouth that Raila said this, that will remain with Ruto. You are doing disservice to Ruto. You need to be more tactful. Even pretend a bit. You can't hide the fact that you are doing somebody's bidding. You are in a hurry. You are covering things. You are in a stampede to deliver Luo support to Ruto. That certainly will not work. So, as a brother, just advice to you. If you really wanted to support William Ruto, which is your right, by the way, don't come with lies that Baba's told me this. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a stampede. Don't usurp power. Negotiate it with the people. Negotiate through the party organs and say, look here, Baba was working with Ruto. He told us up to 2027. The best we can do for Baba is to continue with this arrangement with William Samoei Ruto. And who knows? Because that will be accepted. A normal person, Sifuna, Babu, Orengo, they will not. How can they argue against that? How? A normal person will not argue against that. And once they agree to continue with the journey as Baba was with that journey with Ruto, in between now and 2027, you can talk to a few of them to soften their thinking, their positions. And by the time you get to 2027, who knows again? Maybe they will agree to work with Ruto in the elections. But the way you are doing it is so amateurish, so childish. Children can see the game. Play the video of your speeches in the funeral of Raila Amolo Odinga. See yourself. Listen to yourself. Put all these pieces together, and you will agree with me that with our naked eyes, without even having to think, we can see your game. You should have even hidden a bit of the intention. And you should have respect for people's intelligence. I get a lot of information from people, from the ground. And the ground is not happy. They can see your hidden intention. And you are being cowardly. To be or not to be is a serious question, especially among the Luo leadership, that cannot be addressed in a kindergarten manner. That is a serious question that should be answered in a serious manner, in a serious forum or serious forums, where those who say, let's be with the broad-based government, let's support William Ruto, at least up to 2027, will convince others who say no or who are reluctant within the structures of ODM and convince them. And I have no doubt in my mind they would not refuse. But to think you can inherit the widow called ODM and kick out and disinherit the children is called a pipe dream. You will get nowhere. And finally, please, respect Baba. Respect the work of Baba, the product of his hands and his sweat and his blood. Respect Baba's legacy. Don't disturb Baba's spirit. Let Baba's spirit rest in peace. Don't fragment his party, maybe for pieces of silver. After all, he has made all of you. You have eaten from the palm of his hand. Don't destroy his legacy. Long live Baba.